Okay, this is an intuitive, unscripted video. Welcome to the Watcher's Alchemy. So, I just hit record and I just set out all my supplies. Today, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be mixing essential oils because it's been about 2 or 3 weeks since I started experimenting with these oils, making topicals and even ingesting a little bit, mostly just using topicals and mixing combinations. And I'm proud to say that my money and my investment was well spent. And this stuff actually works. And it works what I would call miracles because I was actually. So the story is, forgive my lip licking. The story goes that for almost a year, or maybe even since this time around 2024, maybe even before, or maybe even over a year, I've had a cyst on the back of, or excuse me, on the side of my face. I'll get to that in a second. But the cyst was getting real big over the past couple months because I was going through very harsh, rapid ascension symptoms, the quickening, and it was bringing all this stress to the forefront of my vessel, and it was also pulling very stressful situations out of my resonance field and presenting them to me in the form of people and situations, to the point where I had to clarify whether or not I was going to be stuck in this energy or move forward. And so action with intention came in, and I decided to invest in the essential oils to help with this because nothing else was helping. So let's just start with the cyst itself on the side of my. So I also have one on the back of my neck. Excuse me. I have one on the back of my neck, and I had another one that was starting to form, but I so so the one on the back of my neck, I'm not going to show you because it's like almost gone now. But it's been there for years. It's been there for years and years, and it became very calloused and hard because I kept squeezing it and kept getting the keratin, I believe it's called, the white smelly stuff that comes out of these cysts, um, because it has a little pathway like a pimple where the stuff comes out. But when you squeeze it and you damage and you put a lot of pressure on the skin, it turns the skin inside out in a way that you can't tell, and that's why it becomes tough and calloused and the stuff can't come out anymore. So the oils help to repair the skin, so they get into the skin and they help to turn this very calloused, inward turning skin, this avenue of the keratin that is closed off, and so the inside becomes like the outside of the skin, and impermeable. So that's why these cysts form. So the oils repair the skin so that it becomes softer, and it heals itself and becomes more coherent to what it originally was, rather than the inside out skin that is tough on the inside and doesn't let the keratin out. So that is what we're trying to do, is we're trying to repair the skin. And then so the oils also do other beneficial things with the skin, and I believe they help to invert the process of the cyst, whatever's forming inside of it. It absorbs back into the body because none of the stuff came out, none of the keratin came out, and it's going away. Um, so so the one on the side of my face here was about, I don't know if you can even see it anymore. It's like flat to my face, but it was 6 or 7 times bigger. It stuck out almost further than this part of my ear here. It stuck out that much. It was huge, and I did make the mistake of taking a knife to it and trying to get it simply. But that was a wrong move. I shouldn't have done that. I did that one time, and then after I did that, I decided, okay, I need to go backwards and repair the skin. Forget about the cyst. Just forget about trying to get rid of it. I need to repair the skin because whatever I was doing, I was damaging it. And so then there was swelling on top of the cyst. But now you can see in just a few weeks, just a couple weeks, this thing is practically gone now, and the only thing that you can see of it is basically the scarring from what I did to it. And so the one on the back, which has been there for way longer, years and years, a doctor told me a long time ago, oh, just ignore it. You know, you're just going to make it worse if you worry about it, or if you mess with it, just ignore it. And he was pretty much right, but he didn't recommend essential oils. So essential oils are actually helping to get rid of this very old calloused cyst on the back of my neck, that looks kind of ugly when I shave my head. And so the small one next to it isn't growing anymore, and it's going away, and I don't have to mess with it. I stopped touching it, and they are going away. So now here today, what we're going to do is we're going to mix two special batches, and this might take a minute because some of these oils don't come out as quickly as the others. So first things first, we are going to start with sorry, I don't know if my head's being cut off. We're going to start with an anise vial that has a roller tip. So we're going to be making a roller, like a cosmetic roller, but for a topical specifically for rolling onto the cyst. So this will be extra potent with the essential oils, and it's going to be something that I use maybe twice a day. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with a golden jojoba oil. Golden jojoba oil, you can look that up. I don't know too much about it. I just know that it's akin to oils like almond oil, avocado oil, coconut oil. I believe coconut oil is probably more recommended, but this jojoba oil is actually very, very good for the skin. It doesn't have a scent. It is very mild, and it's very good on the skin. It definitely helps to repair the skin. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to get about half of this vial filled without spilling. I should probably be using a funnel. But I was able to do it. A little bit more than half, but I think that's okay because I can't exactly remember how many ounces these little vials are, but we're also going to be making a 3 ounce, or like a 3.5 ounce sunburst body oil. I already have a medicinal body oil, which is akin to what we're going to be mixing right now, but I also like to have a sunburst that has some more citrus flavor for the aroma. So okay, so we got the jojoba oil in there, and then first thing we're going to start off with is we're going to start off with some turmeric essential oil. Very potent, very good for everything. This stuff, I mean, there are doctors that allege that the stuff can help you remove cancer and help reduce inflammation, which is part of why we're using it. So we're going to add about 5 to 6. Actually, you know what? I do need to pour a little of this oil out, just a little bit. All right, we're going to add about 5 to 6 drops of this turmeric essential oil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 5 drops of turmeric essential oil. Very powerful stuff. Very good. Turns things yellow. So be mildly careful. So we have here some organic myrrh oil, and now this stuff is really thick. And so aside from the oils and the vials and the containers, you need a dropper for some of these oils. It smells very unsuspecting. That's the only word I could come up with. Unsuspecting. It's like, I want to say it smells churchy, but it doesn't really smell churchy either. It smells natural. So we got the dropper in there. We turn this upside down. We squeezed a little bit, and now we are pulling some of that oil into the vial, into the dropper. Give it a little twist. And now what we're going to do is we are going to, hang on a second, trying to get this to go back down. All right, so we're going to do that one more time. All right, now it's starting to come out. There we go. All right, there we go. Okay, so this myrrh oil, we're going to get about 4 or 5 drops in here of this myrrh essential oil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one more, 6. Okay, 6. Okay, so myrrh essential oil is definitely it's definitely prized. This, just like the turmeric, they say this fights cancer and it works miracles, and it's good for just about everything. And so the next one we're going to put in here is frankincense, which comes out a little bit easier. So just putting this myrrh back in the vial. Okay, and then I can just take this dropper and put it on my tiny little altar here, lean it up against my crystals, and just let that stuff seep out over the course of the day. It gets real hot, and then so the essential oil disperses into the air. Okay, so we are done with the myrrh, and now we're going to do frankincense. Organic frankincense carteri. I don't know if any of this, I don't know if you're actually able to see any of this, but I'm trying my best. This intuitive video. Hopefully my lips aren't too dry looking. Okay. Frankincense, same thing, about 5 to 6 drops in this tiny vial. Don't forget, this is concentrated oil. 3, 4, 5. This is concentrated oil. So putting 5 or 6 drops of each into this little vial is going to concentrate it. So next one we have 3 more we're going to use for this one. We've got organic tea tree. Tea tree, very good for the skin. And then our next one, patchouli, is also very good for the skin. So all these help to clear the glands, help to bring back essential oil to the skin to help repair. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one more, 6. Perfect. Okay, 6 drops of tea tree. And now moving on to patchouli, organic patchouli. I don't know if I'm holding this stuff too close. Let me actually take a look, see how it looks. Where does it have to be? How close? It doesn't. I'd be wasting my time doing that. All right, so organic patchouli, same thing. 5 to 6 drops. Just like the tea tree, just like the frankincense. Patchouli. Little thicker. Little thick. It'll start coming out. Being stubborn. Comes 1. This doesn't usually take this long. Hang on. Don't want to use the dropper. It should just start coming out. I keep these in the fridge, so when they warm up, when they warm up with the ambient air, they start running more. So I've gotten 1 drop so far out of this patchouli. 2 drops. It's worth it. Just wait. I roll it. 3. Come on now. 3 drops. Come on. Doesn't normally take this long. 3 drops. Come on, patchouli. 4. 1 more. Come on, patchouli. It's coming. Come on, patchouli. It's coming. I thought the myrrh was slow. Here it goes. 5. Bam. 5 drops of patchouli. Took a while, but we got it. And now we're going to do bergamot. And now I really only use this in the in the small mixture, in the potent mixture, because the bergamot is like a citrus, and so that's going to have a little bit of cleansing property in it. It makes it smell good. 3, 4, 5. Bam. All right. So I do believe that was all we are going to put. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. We don't want to add any of these others. We're not going to do lavender, because lavender, I make a special lavender all by itself. All right, let me just rub some of this oil on my hands, and we are going to add a tiny bit more of the jojoba oil. Just a little splash. There we go. So that filled the rest of that up. We're going to add the roller. Boom. That's in there. Shake it. Prime it. Make sure that it has the oil coming out. And give it a shake and give it a test run. Right on the affected area. And then so in this area here, you have glands that go all the way down here to your chin. So you want to get all that too. Because if you have a cyst that forms in one section, you could have them forming all here. So, and then you'll notice if you eat fast food, you'll notice if you use this kind of stuff, you brings out the pimples. So I don't have any cysts on this side, but just kind of get the glands. Okay. And then in the back of my neck, just one line across, because they only seem to grow in this one tiny little area on my neck. Probably because I touch the back of my neck a lot. Okay. All right. So that was the extra strength mixture of the topical essential oils with frankincense, tea tree, bergamot, patchouli, myrrh, and turmeric. All right. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to make a sunburst version of that. Okay, probably not going to add all the same ones, but we're going to fill this guy. Fill him most of the way. There we go. Second. Scoop it a little bit. All right, so first thing we want to do is we want to add the tea tree. Actually, first thing I want to do is get all the ones out that I'm going to use. We're going to use tea tree. We're going to use bergamot. We're going to use, actually, we're not going to use bergamot. No. We're going to use frankincense. We're going to not use patchouli this time. We are going to not use myrrh this time. We are not going to use turmeric this time. We are going to use a little bit of rosemary. We are going to use pink grapefruit. We are going to use a little bit of sweet orange. And we are even going to use a little bit of clary sage because it has soothing properties. So the skin is irritated, it'll soothe the skin. All right, start licking the lips. All right, so first things first, tea tree. Now, this is going to be a little bit more than just that little vial. So we are going to go about 25 to 30 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. There we go. That was 25 to 30 drops of tea tree. Add a little bit of this clear sage. This will be less. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Clary sage, very good for ladies during that time. All right, let's get the frankincense out of the way. All right, do about 25, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And I have got I've got definitely like a quarter left or a third left of that. Okay, we've got some rosemary here. We're just going to use a little bit. Rosemary is good for hair growth, but it doesn't work on me for some strange reason. Okay, not too much, maybe about 10 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was rosemary. Okay, so now for the flavors, for the scents, we're going to start with a little bit of organic sweet orange. Just going to do 10 drops of that. Actually, we'll go 15. No, 10. We'll go 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, 11. No problem. 11's a lucky number too. Boom. And now for the organic pink grapefruit. One of my favorite scents, especially for making these sunburst body oils. They're very good for the skin. 30 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Perfect. 30 drops. Turns it all orange. Let's add the rest of the jojoba oil. Good. It's just under 4 ounces of mixed jojoba oil with essential oils. What I would call a sunburst body oil. And that's exactly how it smells. It smells citrusy. Then also has the smell of the frankincense, the myrrh. Dry arms. All right. all oiled up and ready for my day. I hope you enjoyed that. I am going to actually probably sit here and make another couple videos. I wanted to address the political situation, obviously giving the disclaimers that it's sensitive material and or sensitive subjects. You know, a lot of people being uh, displaced and a lot of politics that I don't normally talk about. But I wanted to at least give my opinion or give my advice from a spiritual aspect. So that's probably the next video I'm going to make. And I also had someone ask me about what is a resonance field and then versus other fields like your auric field. So I have to kind of put that into perspective a little bit, because there are different fields. There's like akashic information, there's resonant information, and then there's dimensional information. There's all kinds of different information that we interpret. So I'll probably have to make a video eventually about explaining the difference between the fields and how we interpret the information and what we use the information for. So that's going to be coming up too. If you got something out of this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you're doing. And I'll get back to you with the next one. My name's Ryan. You're watching The Watcher's Alchemy. Catch you next time.